All right, everyone, welcome back once more for another casting presentation here. I am, as always, your casting host, Beef, and we are back here at Winter Assembly 2012, once again in the round of four. Recently, we did watch Puma as he fell 3-0 to Stefano. So if you haven't checked out those games, be sure to check them out. I have casted those already, but we're here in the other semifinal trying to figure out who's going to take on Stefano in the finals here. And so we'll get right into this TVZ here on GSL Daybreak. In the bottom left-hand corner, we do have the Red Terran. He's the ace of Team SCV Life, formerly went by the name Optimus Prime, the winner of the GSL Super Tournament in 2011. He's Polt. And in the top right, we have somebody that's familiar with Stefano himself, taking second in IPL 3, where he fell to Stefano, a champion of the GSTL. He is Lucky. Now, Lucky, being from FXO, hasn't really shown too much prowess in the GSL solo leagues, but like I said, the GSTL is really where Lucky has done an excellent job, oftentimes getting key matches and is actually brought out as a sniper quite often. And as I mentioned, he did actually make a tremendous run in the recent IPL 3 last year, where he ended up losing to Stefano in the finals. But he went through some amazing names there, people like MMA, people like Boxer, and really made a name for himself there. So we'll see how he ends up facing up against Polt here, and if we get to see another run at a Zerg versus Zerg finals. But here, once again, on GSL Daybreak, we don't see anything too weird right now. It looks like we're going to be having an early hatch. It looked like a 15 hatch from our Zerg player, but we do actually see gas coming out first before a spawning pool. So we'll see what that actually entails. But it's going to be a 16 spawning pool. So nothing too greedy here, but yeah, definitely a more greedy opening than is standard. So we're going to be seeing some early Ling speed and maybe even something like early Baneling aggression. So as we see, we actually have a Marine already moving out over here, and Polt's actually sending this Marine on an intercept course, trying to snipe one of these Overlords. Brilliant job finding that Overlord. You're going to be able to follow that path right on in here and try to get into the base. As the Zerg, you're always going to be sending out your Overlords on pretty normal patterns unless you're trying to avoid Marines. Trying to get them to different locations. In this case, this Overlord probably would have wanted to get right here or right here. And so sending out Marines, actually very good thing. High level Terran play that people are doing these days, trying to get those Overlords down because it actually is a big problem for the Zerg player. If they lose an Overlord early like that, it can set them back a significant amount. But we do see two of these Marines over here rallying in. The drones do an excellent job sniping that SCV though, and with the bunker not going up, that's going to put a very early end to that bunker harassment. Our Zerg's all the way up at 128 gas right now. He's pulled off all of his drones except for one. So leaving one in there, I don't think he's going to be going for early lair tech, because that would be really early lair tech. But I actually think that we might be seeing something like a Banelings. So we'll go ahead and see right now. See if that is indeed what he's getting. He's going to be up at 52 gas right now. So when he hits that 100 mineral mark, we'll see if he goes ahead and drops a Baneling nest. He has stopped mining it. No, he's back into it now. Lucky can't really decide what he's doing. He's dropping a spine crawler at the front, so this is really weird play. We saw the Terran at home actually already had reactor Hellions coming out, and he is floating that factory or that barracks up there where the Overlord was, and he was actually able to get a kill. So if we take a look at the units lost right there, 106 for the Zerg. So he did get the kill on that Overlord, something that does set the Zerg back a fair amount. You can see he's supply blocked at 28-28 right there. So something the Zerg's not really going to want to deal with. They want to be able to pump drones as much as you can, and getting one of those Overlords is actually a lot more than just that 100 minerals. You're having to waste a larva, and that's 100 minerals that aren't going to go to drones, which would be even more drones eventually. But with 4 of these Hellions up here at the front, they're going to be doing a very good job of trying to get some cancels on creep tumors. Didn't even get the cancel on that one, and that's a big deal. The creep tumor that you're actually extending with, if that one dies, that means it's going to be another 25 energy from one of your queens. That's going to be a missed larva inject if you're not going to get an extra queen to get that one back out. So really unfortunate that Lucky didn't manage to get the cancel there. Back home, we do see a second and third barracks going down, one of them going down on the reactor while the other one's starting the tech lab research. And we'll see a starport coming down right here, as this factory will actually start a reactor right now. Going to be getting out those reactored medevacs. 6 Hellions at the front here, and we're going to be seeing the start of a little bit of a sim city from our Zerg here, trying to prevent the Hellions from doing any more run-bys. But the Hellions' job these days really isn't so much to actually get a run-by and get any drone kills. It's to force a little bit of SimCity, like I'm saying here, force a couple of spine crawlers, and force some Zerglings. If they can actually snipe some Zerglings, that's even better. But their job is to prevent this creep spread. If you can deny the creep from being spread to this third base over here, then at about the 9-minute mark, there's going to be the first couple of medevacs. Oh man, my lights actually just went out. That was kind of odd. Sorry. At about 9 minutes, the first medevacs are going to be coming out, and if the Zerg is not able to have a connection between their third and their natural, then that natural becomes incredibly susceptible to damage because they're not able to get any spines moved over there in a timely fashion. Oh, nice surround on those with those Zerglings on that Hellion. Only lose one Hellion and some health on the other Zerglings, but that'll regenerate pretty quickly there on creep. Back at home, we do see that Polt has taken his command center and is now building a supply depot wall up in front, something that all Terrans should really be doing because it helps to prevent against any kind of Ling run-bys. And if they're going to move into your natural with Banelings, then it's going to take a lot more Banelings before they can get to your mineral line. We did see that the Baneling nest was finally going to be coming up in addition with the Spire, so Lucky is going to be going the Mutaling Bling style, something that has fallen out a little bit out of fashion lately in favor of more heavily heavily upgraded Zerglings and Infestors. But these replays are about 3 months old, and this is right about the end of the Mutaling Bling style. So we'll see how this goes ahead and happens. And we do see the spine crawler actually moving up here into this location, and that's just going to be trying to make sure that he's prepared for drops. As you can see, those medevacs are out right here at the 9-minute mark. So we'll see what kind of a pressure that our Terran player looks to apply right here. He might go right through the front door, and with only 4 Banelings, it's going to be pretty limited. The defense of the Zerg is going to be pretty hard. And with killing that the Overlord, he's actually supply blocked. Lings and Banelings really trying to buy time right here, but a couple of big stims, and all these Marines are pretty low. With the Hellions in the back there, they're going to have to be the ones that are tanking, but the Banelings don't want to explode on them. They do good damage against them, but they really want those Marines. The Marines are the ones that are going to be putting out the most of the damage against these Mutalisks, the Queens, and the Spine Crawlers. But with just these Mutals left right now, I'm not sure how effective the Zerg is going to be. And right now, as long as he's not taking that Zerg, the Zerg is falling further and further behind. Back home, we do see the SCV counts at 45 to 52, but because of those 2 mules, the Terrans actually can have economic advantage here. In addition to that, we do see the first siege tank starting to come out with siege tech. Let's turn that player camera off. Sorry about that. And he's actually dropping his 3rd command center already. So with that 3rd command center, he's going to be trying to expand early. And if he's able to get that into an orbital, then he's just going to take a huge economic lead. So we'll see how the Zerg is going to be able to press out of his base here. See if he's going to be able to take this expansion anytime soon, but we do see this big blue flock of Mutalisks coming up here. 1 turret is going up into the mineral run line right now, but that's not going to be enough. Even with Mass Repair, that doesn't even seem to be getting right now. The Mass Repair is going down, and the Mutants are going to walk away right now, but they're just going to wreak havoc in the rest of that base. At the same time, the Terran army is denying this third still, and the Mutalisks do seem to be flying right into it. They don't see this second set of Marines right here, and if these Marines can snipe off some of these Mutalisks, that would be huge, but not quite. The Mutalisks aren't going to fly directly into it. The Terran doing an excellent job taking minimal harassment back home from the Mutalisk while denying the third, and the Mutalisk play is really supposed to be able to buy you map control. So the Terran's doing a very good job, or more accurately, the Zerg's not doing the best job of asserting map control at this point. He needs to be a little bit more active with the Banelings, and the Banelings don't even have speed, something he really can't afford. That's a very expensive upgrade at 150 minerals, 150 gas, something that they can't afford when you're trying to get a lot of Mutalisks out and increase your Baneling numbers. But without speed, these Banelings aren't even that fast off creep. Without a huge Zergling surround, you're not going to be able to get good hits off, and the Mutalisks become very susceptible to Marines that aren't in danger from the Banelings. Speed is going to be finishing up momentarily, but it's relatively late. Something like that level 1 Zerg Flyer attacks, I think, should have probably been sacrificed in order to get that speed up. But at the same time, if you're going Mutalisks, they do need to be upgraded, because as these Marines get more and more upgraded, they're going to become very, very effective against the Mutalisks. At this point, though, we do see the armies actually sidestepping each other. The Terran is going to be able to go out and take out the third, and the Zerg is going to be poking and prodding at the Terran's main, but the Terran is very well defended. Might lose a couple of outlying structures right here, but not going to take any kind of real damage unless these Zerglings and Banelings are able to get in. But the Banelings are going to be starting to move up right now, trying to figure out what they're doing, and we do see some burrowed Banelings coming out, so we'll have to keep watch and see if those Banelings actually get any hits. Over here at the Zerg third, the Terran's actually going to be taking that down, and there's not even a cancel. Not even a cancel right there. The Marines managed to take that out. It looked like there was a cancel, but the animation didn't come up. So I'm a little bit confused, but these Marines are relatively exposed right now. The siege line is way back there, and I feel like the Zerglings might have been able to get a good surround there. But here we do see the Zerglings and the Banelings coming in, but they're going to lure them right into those tanks, and the tanks really are kind of exposed right now. The Mutalisks doing a good job taking out the tanks. When you're fighting with a Zergling Mutal-Baneling army, you want to have your Mutalisks on exclusively medevacs and tanks. You want to be able to pick out any outlying units and make sure to be focusing down those medevacs and the tanks, something like the gas-heavy units. You're never going to trade cost-effectively with Mutalisks against Marines. Look at that. Mutalisks outnumber those Marines 5-1, and they're still running away from them, because if you went in with that, you'd probably lose 6 Mutalisks to clean up all those Marines. And that's 600 against, you know, a 400 mineral. And right now the minerals are really not the expensive part, but here come the Mutiling and the Banelings. The Banelings are going to be able to make decent hits, a couple of them crashing into the tank right there, but wise of the Zerg to back up after getting those Marines and picking off the 2 tanks. All these medevacs very low, lots of energy, but very low. Great job of the Zerg to be able to get those whittled down, but he needs to finish them off. And yeah, I think the Zerg's actually not in the worst of positions right now. We'll see if these Marines ever walk past these Banelings right here. And the Zerg wasn't paying attention. He would have loved to have gotten, 12 Marines, but he wasn't paying attention. I can't blame him. He's got a lot of stuff going on right now. He started taking his fourth right here, but instead canceled that in favor of this one over here. But the Terran is in a pretty large advantage right now. As we can see, he's established his third, got that all the way saturated. He's going to be working on +2 Terran weapons, +1 armor, going to be completing right now. And the Zerg's still only operating on that 2 base income. Mutalisks are not really combat units. They're more harassed units. They're going to be the ones picking off the stragglers. And they're actually going to get a pretty good shots here on these tanks to be able to take out both of these tanks. And the Banelings are going to come in and clean the rest of it up, but there are no Banelings left, and here comes this giant force of stimmed Marines. If the Marines are able to get in contact with those Mutalisks, they're going to do a lot of damage, but the Mutalisks very wisely going to be picking off a couple of outlying structures, like I said, and then trying to back off. Over here, this drop force of Marines is going to be trying to intercept the Mutalisks, and we'll see if they're able to get in there, stim up, and the Mutalisks are going to have to choose this path back out here, but they could become trapped in there if the Terran does a good job. Wise of this Terran to be plopping down a bunker right here. It's a really exposed location if you're not going to be able to wall this part off right here, and that bunker is going to do a lot to try to prevent some Zergling run-bys, or even things like Banelings just waddling into the mineral line. But +3 starting for the Terran. Right now, only +1 armor for the Zerg. And like I said, those Marines are just going to be so heavily upgraded compared to +1. And here it comes. Mila's trying to get in there and snag one tank. They do snag the tank, and whittling down these tank numbers is really what you need to do. As you can see, the Terran really trying to get these Thors up here. Thors are an excellent counter. Look at that damage, taking down 7 Mutalisks to below half health with just 1 volley right there. Absolutely incredible damage from that Thor. You get 2 of those with your army, and those Mutalisks aren't going to want to come anywhere near you. They're going to try to magic box, but you're going to have your Marines right next to the Thors, and it's just not going to happen. Marines stimming up to try to take out the hatchery, and the Zerg has to respond with Zerglings and Banelings, but these tanks set up in a very nice location. The Thor's going to get another big shot onto these Mutalisks, but I don't think this is going to work out very well. There's just way too many Marines, not enough Banelings. The Mutas do take out the Thor. They are going to take out a couple of tanks and wisely retreat right there, but like I said, the Terran just had way too many Marines, way too many units, and the Zerg being heavily out upgraded and never being able to get back on his third for very long on equal economy, actually less economy because of mules. It just wasn't going to happen. With not being able to take that third, Lucky falls too far behind, and Polt is going to take game 1. So once again, I've been your casting host, Beef Pot Pie, or Beef, whatever you want to call me. Thank you for watching, and remember, I am very new to casting still. So please make sure to give me some comments on this video. Let me know what I can do better. Let me know what you like, and let me know how to improve, because I want to do the best job I can so that you guys enjoy this as much as I am. So thank you for watching, and stay tuned for game 2.